told you.
By crime scene.
A crime scene can speak? Who was the person?
So what you meant by that's what was told to me is the crime scene talked to you.
Yes.
Crime scene said that.
I don't know what else you want me to say. There's no way to say it, that specific date and time that a scratch would came from.
A scratch would came from? This dude is so nervous, he can't even English, bro. Can we go back talking about things that I want to talk about and less things that you want to talk about, Jackson?
Glass on the bumper somehow succeeded with the cup.
No.
No.
Which the crime scene.
Correct.
Sorry, I can't help it. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law. Folks, with Larry Foreman, you are going to dive deep into trial number 1. We are going to take you back to Trooper Paul. This is part 3 of my Trooper Paul series from trial number 1. And without further ado, I want to dive right into this accident reconstructionist. Because, oh my god, he doesn't know physics, he doesn't understand math, he doesn't understand the basic precepts of how impacts where objects fly. He has no concept of object permanence. Folks, you are about to witness one of the dumbest people who allegedly holds a degree in this stuff that works for Canton PD. Let's go! Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, this is part 3.
You're aware that the Foxborough location, and the Middleborough location with the mechanics bays are all closer to Dighton than Canton, right?
Both Foxborough and...
Foxborough and Middleborough are both closer to Dighton than Canton. In other words, you have to pass by, depending on which way you go, pass by Middleborough, pass by Foxborough to get to Canton.
So from where?
From Dighton, sorry.
So from Dighton?
Where the vehicle was seized in Dighton.
Yeah.
All going toward Canton, you pass by either Middleborough or Foxborough to get to Canton, correct?
I don't believe you'd pass by Middleborough to get to Canton, but you've passed by Foxborough.
All right. The car was not taken to Foxborough, was it?
No.
As a matter of fact, the car was taken basically double the distance all the way to Canton to that Sally Port, correct?
Objection.
But it's
Do
true.
you know that? Is that double the distance?
I don't know the exact distance. I know it was in Canton.
And you know it's farther to Canton.
From Dighton, yes.
Right.
He didn't like that.
And you're also aware that, because you've been to the scene, assuming, correct? The 34 Fairview.
Yes. Yes, I have.
And you've been to Canton, PD.
Yes, I have.
You know that those two locations are about 3-4 minutes apart.
Yeah, I can say that.
When you started your...
And also, before I forget, this is trial number 1. I don't know if I mentioned this, okay? So we're going back in time. This is part 3 of 5 of Trooper Paul in trial number 1.
Let me ask this a little bit different way.
All parts are on my channel in a playlist.
Before you began any review on this case, any physical review on this case or analysis on the case, you were told that there had been a crash, correct?
Yes.
You testified to that at the state court grand jury in this matter. Is that right? That you've been told in advance this was a vehicle pedestrian crash and you were asked to analyze it, right?
Yes.
You wrote in your report that it was a single vehicle collision involving a pedestrian and you were, quote, assigned to reconstruct that collision, correct?
Yes.
So when you began your analysis, Trooper Paul, you were told conclusively by the lead investigator, Michael Proctor, that the deceased was hit by a car and your job was to reconstruct it. Is that right?
Objection.
Okay, so there are lots of parts to that. Break it down.
Sure. Were you told by Michael Proctor to reconstruct this incident?
Objection.
So were you told that by Trooper Proctor?
I was not.
Okay, next question.
Sure. Who were you given your instructions by?
Instructions for what?
To reconstruct this incident.
I wasn't given instructions to reconstruct. It's just I was assigned to it.
Right.
That was requested. My assistance was requested.
So
to
who
reconstruct
assigned
Who
you, doofus?
assigned you to it?
it. I talked to my sergeant at the time who gave me the phone call.
And
What's his
you were
name?
told some basics about that reconstruction.
Why? I don't understand. Why is he being so evasive? He's just an accident reconstructionist, allegedly, right? What's with the evasion, bruh? Just tell it how it is. What are you hiding? Don't get it.
That the event that you were asked to reconstruct.
Or do I?
correct?
Yes.
The information that you were told came from the case officer. Is that right?
Who's the case officer?
The information that this was a pedestrian vehicle incident, as opposed to motor vehicle incident, pedestrian bicycle, motor vehicle motorcycle. You were told it was a motor vehicle pedestrian incident that you were asked to reconstruct, correct?
Yeah, I was told that. Yes.
All right, and you had to be given some basic parameters of what that incident, how that incident occurred. The car was going in reverse. It's got a damaged taillight, things like that.
Some basic stuff. Yeah.
What I'm asking is, I'm trying to get to is, who gave you that information? Where'd it come from?
That the car was traveling in reverse. Like, which part of the information you asked me at several
Oh
different
my
things just now.
God.
Were you given information from multiple sources? Or did someone give you a summary of what you were being asked to do? At the very beginning,
Yep.
who gave you the summary?
The summary of the whole entire.
My eyes are about to glaze over, bro.
That you were asked to reconstruct.
I was passed down when I got to the garage. That there was nobody that sat there and gave me the summary, like that I can remember. I was told that it was a pedestrian crash. I knew it was a Boston police officer involved. That this was the vehicle,
But who?
and that it was traveling in reverse. That's all they had.
Okay. What I'm asking is,
But
that's
who?
great. Thank you for the summary. Who gave you that summary?
I don't know if it was definitely anybody from the get-go that was like I talked to.
From where?
I don't know if it's anybody that I could definitely say that was the person. There was multiple people going around when I got there. I think I talked to Trooper Zach Clark. He was doing the crime scene. I think he was Zach Clark. He was the crime scene photos at the time. I knew him from past crashes. He just said this. is
And
the-
notice how he just said his name like, oh, I don't want to throw my buddy under the bus. That was Trooper Clark. And I'm sorry, who? Zach Clark. Anyway, so as I was saying, like he's trying so hard to not throw his buddies under the bus because like later he's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to the department and be like, why did you mention my name? You know I don't want to get involved in this conspiracy. Yeah, well, you know, it was fished out of me by Jackson, man. Like, what do you expect me to do? I'm not smart. Oh, God, this guy is so pathetic. Such a weasel, such a little worm. I have no respect for this entity. I can't call him a man. To call him a boy is a compliment. He's just a shell. That's what I see when I see him. I see that just an empty shell that used to house something, and now it's just drying in the sun, waiting to fall to the ground and turn into dirt. He's pre-dirt. Oh, that's a great definition. He's pre-dirt. He's about to become dirt tomorrow. Remember that joke from Men in Black? This coffee tastes like dirt. Well, what do you expect? It was ground this morning.
vehicle, and I think he kind of gave me a little bit of a lowdown on what the vehicle was.
Okay.
So
My question is this: when you got that, did you call it a lowdown? He gave you the lowdown?
He's kind of like you guys know, some of you who play video games, you know what an NPC is? It's a non-playing character. He's basically like an NPC. He just kind of shows up. You know, you're not the main character, like the boss or whatever. You're just like the shopkeep, like, hello, what can I get for you today? Thank you, have a great day. And then next, hello, what can I get for you today? Have a great day. You know, hello, what can I get for you? Get the point, right? That's him. He's like, and then I examined the evidence, which we planted. Anyway, and then I looked at the evidence that Trooper Proctor told me to review because he brought it in red Solo cups. Anyway, he's very mundane, basic, no personality, no... Like, this guy, he gets on the stand, he talks, he gets off the stand, people are like, Trooper who?
he gave me information, yes.
Right. When you got the lowdown,
Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. I'm curious.
you were told the
Personality-wise.
police officer was involved. The vehicle pedestrian incident. Car was going in reverse, ultimately led to the death of the pedestrian. Struck the pedestrian in reverse, correct?
Correct.
All right. And you were assigned specifically to try to reconstruct that incident.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the phrase confirmation bias?
I know the phrase, yes.
You know what it means?
I can't definitely say what it means.
Developing a conclusion and then trying to find evidence to fit that conclusion. Does that sound right?
If you say so.
He was trying to hide a smirk. Did you catch that?
You noted in your direct examination that there were scratches on the passenger side rear bumper of the Lexus, correct?
Yes.
How exactly were you able to scientifically determine that any of those scratches were from an incident on January 29th, 2022, as opposed to any other time?
I didn't have anything else on the time. Is that those scratches happened prior to this collision?
I'm sorry.
I didn't have any information that those scratches were caused from a prior collision. And so when I looked at the evidence, I knew it was in that same area, the right rear tail light. So when I looked at it, it didn't quite fit the pedestrian thing. So when you showed me the video, or I saw the video like a year ago on Court TV, I said that could be.
You asked the question, so next,
I
keep
did.
going. He's answering. Next
trying to-
question. Then
You asked
go
how
ahead.
scientifically
Hold on.
thought the scratches were.
Hold on. Ask a
Sorry.
question, Mr. Jackson.
You know what normal wear and tear on a vehicle is, right?
Yes.
Bumpers get scratched myriad ways, correct?
Correct.
Get scratched in a grocery store parking lot, right?
Yes.
Shopping cart can bounce off the back of the car and scratch the bumper, scratch the side of the car, quarter panel or something, right?
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to go through it, but there's thousands and thousands and thousands of ways that a car can get a scratch, correct?
Correct.
My question is, as you sit here, do you have any scientific evidence that those scratches occurred on January 29th at approximately 12:45 a.m.?
What do you mean by scientific evidence?
Oh my god, he did not just say that. What scientific evidence do you have to support the fact that those scratches came from a human being? What do you mean by scientific evidence? If the jury is not like rolling their eyes in trial number 1, like right here, I would be shocked. Because I am rolling my eyes back so hard I can see my background from this vantage point.
Do you have any evidence whatsoever that you can point to that those scratches occurred on that date and at that time, rather than any other time in the history of that vehicle?
Like I said earlier, the video seems to appear that's what it looks like that could have been from.
Well, you said on Friday, let's talk about those scratches for a second, because
Okay.
when you testified Friday, you were pretty clear. You said that, let's see if I can find it exactly. You said, quote, the dent and scratches for his hand could be, those are consistent with striking the Lexus. Remember saying that?
Yes, on the tailgate.
Okay, so the dent and scratches you talked about on Friday, you said were from his hand.
Yes, hand in the glass cup.
Okay. Then are those the same scratches you're talking about in terms of the bumper?
No.
So,
What are you talking about? The scratch inside the bumper that we've been talking about?
correct.
Okay,
That's what I'm
no.
talking about. Okay. Is there any way to scientifically date a scratch?
No.
If you go out in the parking lot right now, even as an accident reconstructionist, if you walk out in the parking lot right now and look at a Toyota Camry sitting there, it's got a scratch on it. There's no analysis that you could engage in to date that scratch, could you?
Objection.
So you can ask it differently, Mr.
But
Jackson.
he's an expert.
Is
He
there any
can
way
answer
that you could,
hypotheticals.
in general, look at a scratch and say, that scratch is from such and such date.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Nothing-
Yeah, that's
I'll
allowed.
allow it.
You cannot say you can look at evidence and shows that it may have been older than what the newer evidence would be, but there's no way to say that specific date and time and that a scratch would came from.
Right.
a scratch what came from? This dude is so nervous. He can't even English, bro. He can't even proper English. He's just and words. She's hard when you're lying and trying to just skim over the stuff. He mumbles a lot. If you've noticed, if you've watched parts 1 and 2, which are in the same playlist as this one, he's constantly like, because when he mumbles, he can try and like get away with an answer that is not correct. Because when you are confident in the way that you are speaking, you should not have any trouble enunciating the words. But when you're feeling a little bit nervous, you might not want to. You see the difference?
And it's possible that any or all of those scratches on the Lexus could have predated January 29th, correct?
No.
No.
That's not possible.
The ones that are on from the taillight and the other parts of it?
Scratches anywhere on the car.
Depends on what you got to pick the other scratches. You got to show me other scratches on the car.
I'm saying it's possible, since you can't date the scratch, it's possible that any or all of those scratches could predate January 29th. It's a simple question, right? It's possible.
Yeah.
You're being pretty broad on your scratches here.
I'm not being broad. Let me ask it a different way. Let me ask it again. Is it possible that any or all of the scratches that were noted on that car predate January 29th?
Any and all of the scratches? See, that's what I'm saying. You're being pretty broad. Any and all scratches on the car
Answer that question.
that it predate.
Objection.
I don't know every single scratch on that car. I could mean
Overruled. So can you answer that question?
no.
No. Oh, he's so upset. He finally got cornered. Did you hear that really, really long sigh? He tried to be evasive. He tried to play. He tried to jump around. He tried to like do some trampoline moves, and finally he had to admit it. No, I can't. I hate admitting bad facts. That's what that was. And he knows it's a good fact for Karen, and he doesn't want to admit it. Schmuck.
Glass on the rear bumper of the SUV, correct?
Yes.
You're a
And you said
schmuck, sir.
Something about that glass coming from the cup.
Correct.
You also said that you did not see anything on that SUV that could be the source of those glass pieces on the bumper, right?
Yes.
When you did your reconstruction and your analysis, were you informed that none of the glass pieces, not one of them, could be matched to a cup?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know that.
So,
'Cause it doesn't help your case.
Knew that the glass pieces on the bumper do not match the cup. Did that change your opinion
Objection.
about that glass?
What?
Can you answer that question?
I cannot.
Why would you object?
Can't
Yeah.
answer the question.
Nope.
It's what was told to me as evidence.
Got it.
Oh, it's what was told to me. Hey, buddy, this is the evidence. Sir, yes, sir. Do you have any independent analysis? No, this was what was told to me is the evidence here, sir. This is the evidence, sir. Did you try and independently use your brain? What brain, sir? Do not have one, sir. Well, thank you for that. Moving on.
By the crime scene.
Who told you?
As crime scene, I was there. It says it's glass from the cup. When I did my initial inspection, that's what it was on from.
That's not what you just said. You said that's what was told to me.
Yeah, by crime. No, yeah, I can see by crime scene. While I was at my inspection.
A crime scene can speak? By a crime scene? Who was the person? By crime scene investigator? Do they have a name? Yeah, their name is Sergeant. This guy is incorrigible. My God, I forgot how good this is.
It was told to me by the crime scene when I was at my inspection, at the initial inspection.
So what you meant by that's what was told to me is the crime scene talked to you.
Yes.
Crime scene say anything else?
I don't know what else you want me to say.
Oh my God. Oh.
Trooper Proctor tell you that those pieces of glass on the bumper are somehow associated with the cup?
No.
No.
Just the crime scene told you.
Correct.
Sorry, I can't help it.
But if you knew that the crime scene was incorrect, and in fact those glass pieces don't match the cup, would that change your opinion?
Objection.
Sustained.
Would it change your opinion in any way if you knew that the glass pieces do not match the cup?
Objection.
I'll allow that. Can you answer that question?
No, I cannot.
No.
Of course not, because it doesn't help your
sorry.
case.
No, you
I don't. It's a glass from a cup. It's a glass. It's not.
It's not. It's not relevant. Let's. Can we go back talking about things that I want to talk about and less things that you want to talk about, Jackson? Like, pretty please with a cherry on top. I'm very uncomfortable here. Can we please move it along? Like, stop asking the right questions. Can you start asking a little bit more of the wrong questions? I'm having trouble dancing around you here. It's hard. It's really hard. Oh dear God.
right.
It's glass.
But if I told you it didn't match that cup,
What?
your opinion.
Objection.
Does that change your opinion?
Are we talking? Which cup are we? We never established which cup we're talking about.
How many cups have we been talking about, Trooper?
You said that cup. One from the scene. Okay.
That cup? I'm talking.
I just want to make sure that we're on. The
No.
clear path
I'm
here.
talking about the cup that I was drinking at in New Year's. You.
I'm clear what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Really sure.
All I said, it's
It's found next to John O'Keefe's body in the snow at 34 Fairview on January 29th, 2022. You got the cup in mind?
yes.
Okay. That's the cup. When I say cup, that's the cup.
Okay.
Would it change your opinion if I told you that the glass pieces on the bumper don't match that cup?
What's my opinion on it? All I said was glass from a cup. That's the only opinion I had. It's glass from a cup that was on a bumper.
Are you saying a cup?
A cup. A cup. It's not glass from the car. That was my opinion on it. I never said it matched to the scene.
You didn't.
I never said that in my thing. I said it's glass from a cup.
In my thing. You mean your report? I never mentioned it in my thing, that it was a thing with the thing. I never mentioned it was a piece of glass from John's cup on the car in my report. Can you at least speak? Can you at least pretend to be a professional? I guess even that is difficult for this poor schmuck. It's beyond embarrassing.
It's safe to say you didn't do any testing to determine the forces necessary to shatter a taillight on a 2021 Lexus 570, correct?
I did not do testing.
Your report indicates, we've talked about this a little bit, I'm going to go back to something we talked about earlier this morning. Your report indicates that John O'Keefe came to his final resting place about 7 feet from the roadway, and that's what you based your diagram on, correct?
Yes.
Who told you that number?
I measured it from my diagram.
You should say that again?
I measured it from the diagram.
Okay, what I'm asking is how did it get on the diagram? In other words, who told you that his body was 7 feet from the roadway?
Well, wait, I was told by Lieutenant, was it Gallagher, Paul Gallagher, Captain PT. He told me this is where the body was found. Okay. So I used my devices to mark that location.
Okay, but before you used your devices, he just pointed someplace on the ground and said he was about here, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Did Lieutenant Gallagher tell you that Lieutenant Gallagher never saw John O'Keefe in place at the scene? Did he say that?
No.
Did Lieutenant Gallagher tell you that the first officer on the scene estimated his body at being approximately 15 to 20 feet from the roadway?
No.
If he had told you that, then it changed your diagram?
Objection.
Hello?
He told me this is where he's found. I marked that location. That's all that was.
And you marked basically every other piece of item. Sorry, that was a terrible question. Every other item you marked based on a distance from where you were told John O'Keefe's body came to rest, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was by Lieutenant Gallagher just pointing at the ground and saying it was about here.
Correct.
Was there a single member of the team that was out when you were being shown where the body came to rest? Was there a single member of that team who actually said they saw John O'Keefe's body in place?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
From, I mean, what do you mean team? Canton PD?
Whoever was there, who was there with you when you started doing your measurements, and et cetera?
Uh,
Or Fairview?
to Lieutenant Gallagher, that too.
Just you and him?
And myself, and I was training a trooper at the time. She was there.
You were training a trooper at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so it was my mistake. I assumed that there were several people out there. It was just you and Lieutenant Gallagher.
Yes, that's why I was confused by the team.
All right. And again, Lieutenant Gallagher didn't tell you that he never saw John O'Keefe's body in place.
No, I don't think so.
You did document in your report that the items that you noted on your diagram that we just looked at a few minutes ago, those were found by the CERT team, correct?
Yes.
And you indicated in your report that the members of the CERT team located a single Nike sneaker that's noted on your report. Is that right? On your
Correct.
diagram, rather.
Yes.
You also indicated that, quote, in the same area, 2 red plastic pieces and 1 clear piece of plastic of a taillight was discovered.
Yes.
So your report is clear that in total, the items discovered by the CERT team on January 29th were a shoe, right?
Yes.
A partial glass cup broken, correct?
Well, it was that on there. I can't remember if that's on their diagram or if that's what I was told at the scene, but yes.
Either way.
Yes.
You knew that a cup was found.
Yes.
Or you were told a cup was found.
Yes.
And 3 pieces of plastic, 2 red, 1 clear.
Yes.
Not 5 pieces of plastic, correct?
Correct.
You then measured those items, is that right?
I didn't. What do you mean measure them? Like
Measured
at
them
this?
relative to John O'Keefe's final place of rest. 10 feet from it, 12 feet from it. We're going to go over those numbers.
Yes, I used their report to place those items onto my diagram.
So, I'm going to get to that question in just a second. I want to make sure that we walk through it sort of methodically. You then use some calculation, some tool or something to measure distances. Like there's where I assume John O'Keefe's body was. Here's a final rest place. I'm going to use that as point A, and then I'm going to measure from there and go 7 feet to where the shoe was found, or the first red plastic piece was found, or whatever, right?
Yes.
Who told you where the pieces were found?
Oh, who told you where the pieces were found? That's what we all want to know, because we know that you did not go there and actually find the pieces yourself. You put them on a diagram because Trooper Proctor, the lead investigator, was it him? Was it Brian Albert? Was it Brian Higgins? Was it somebody else on the scene? Was it Lieutenant Gallagher? Folks, you're going to have to wait until the next episode to find out. And I will see you all then in Trooper Paul, Part 4 of 5. Bye, everybody.